I think there'd be tremendous emotion in the building. There'd be between 60 and 80 members of the Street family at the game. I think anybody that is from that era will remember him, and the fact that we're celebrating his life more so than remembering his death. I think that's the critical thing, and I think that's what the Street family wants us to do. And I think what our guys will do is we'll try to play the game the way he played it. I just remember, hearing about it that night. I was an assistant at Notre Dame in '93. Because of when I had dinner, I've told this before, when I had dinner with Coach Davis in '88, he just gotten a commitment from him. And that was so early. And nobody did that back then. You were afraid to, and was it right, was it not right? And Chris wanted to be a Hawk, and Tom wanted him in the program, and that was that. And he said, I think this kid's going to be really good. I remember taking interest to watch him play. And I said, wow. You just didn't see guys that tall, with that kind of motor back then, that had that kind of skill set that could affect the game the way he did in so many different ways. And it seemed to energize his teammates in the entire building whenever he played. And I just remember thinking how horrible it was. This guy, in my mind, I was being objective. He was, without question, a first-round draft pick and an NBA player for a long time. And I just remember thinking, what would I feel like right now if that was one of our guys? If that was one of my teammates. And I just can't imagine. And I hope that our guys understand that, when they think about that. We go to pregame meals all the time together. And we leave together or we leave separately. And, the whole idea that we would get a phone call and we'd be called into a meeting and, one of us is gone. I just can't imagine. And so I think there'll be so many people in that building with so many different emotions.
It was just really good I think for all of us to see that. I was 1 year old when he was here, and so we didn't really know the full story of it. We know what it was about, but to see how many lives he affected and how he did it was special for us to watch. It was his dream, just like mine, to play at Iowa, and how he worked for it, and it was his dream come true. And I think a lot of players here, but Iowa guys can really relate to that, and how important it was and how important he is to this program. Watching that, I know everybody has a lot more respect than they even did before for what this game means and what he means.
Hearing a lot about him since I've been here last year, I've tried to learn more about him than maybe some of the other players because of how highly he's been talked about. Some of the stuff he did here and how tragic his death was and all that. So, watching a video like that, you see, not only was he a great basketball player, with all his potential, future NBA player, but he was a great person, left a great impact on a lot of people, which is what I took away from it. You never know who you're going to come in contact with, and, he seemed to always, reach out, sign autographs, talking to fans, anything, that's great to see from a player that was that big throughout the state.
I didn't know him personally. I didn't really know about him that much. We watched a documentary on him, so I'm not going to say too much in the sense that I can't really speak on what's been going on in the past. But I just know that this year I learned a lot about him and how hard he played and stuff like that. And I think the spirit is still alive, and I think from what I heard, he was a good person, and he had good positive energy. He worked hard, and just a lot of good things, and that's good for anybody to see, because that's how we all should live our lives. So I think it's a special day, and it's a big game also.
I think from watching the video, I think it was his determination. Did not really caring what people thought of and how successful that they felt he could be. It was how successful he thought in himself to be. And being able to go through that and be able to carry it out, as far as, because I don't think he was really highly recruited coming out of high school until around his senior year or something like that. And So he always wanted to play here. It was just his determination, the heart that he played with, and just the passion that he had for the game. I think is really why a lot of people loved him and loved to watch him play. So I think that's a big reason for why he's still a legend. You know what I'm saying? So.